Hey everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Mindy Banks. I'm the flip-flop chef, and today I'm going to show you how to make a dulce de leche cream cake. This cake is one that will blow you away. It is so good. If you like dulce de leche and caramel, you're going to love the flavor. So before we get started, if this is your first video with me, please hit the subscribe button while you're here, and make sure that you also go to theflipflopchef.com and join my recipe community. I have thousands of recipes, a giveaway every single Friday, and so much more. Now, I've already pre-baked our cake, and it is in Pampered Chef's square baking pan, and you'll notice that this comes with a lid. This is a perfect recipe for this pan because it's one that you need to refrigerate after you put all the extra toppings on, and it needs to be served cold. So it's great for storing, and it's also great for transporting. So whenever you take this somewhere to serve, what you're going to do is you're going to want to take the lid, flip it over, and put the pan right in the lid. And that way the lid and the pan are never separated from each other, and you can always find it when you need it. Now, you'll notice that I have holes poked in this cake, so I'll get to that in just a second. But just so that you know what cake mix I'm using Pampered Chef's Dulce de Leche cake mix. This cake mix is really easy to put together. You add butter, oil, eggs, and milk to make this recipe. I poured it in the pan and I baked it in the oven, and when it was first out of the oven, I let it cool for just a couple of minutes, but not so long that it wasn't still hot. And I took the end of a wooden spoon and I just put the handle of the wooden spoon into the cake to create these holes. Now, you don't have to wait for the cake to cool completely, but you do want it to cool a little bit before you do the next step. But this cake has been cooled completely. So I'm going to mix up our dulce de leche mixture with a little bit of evaporated milk. We're going to pour it over the top, and then we're going to add some whipped cream. Now, if I wasn't on camera doing this, I would refrigerate it for about 30 minutes in between adding that dulce de leche layer and the whipped cream. But today I'm just going to put it all together so that you can see how it works. So let me set this aside for a minute. We're going to mix our dulce de leche and some evaporated milk in our small batter bowl. Now, this is what the dulce de leche looks like. You can get it at your grocery store. I think this came from Walmart, but I know you can get it at Publix and most other large chain grocery stores. If you're an Aldi shopper like me, they do not carry this typically. I'm not sure if I've ever seen it there, but if you find it there, you might get lucky. We're going to take the whole can of dulce de leche, and if you're not familiar with Pampered Chef's can opener, this is called a smooth edge can opener. So you attach it on the top of the can, not on the side, and you twist all the way around until you bypass your starting point. So you'll notice I started at the front of the can. So when I go all the way around, not only will I feel the tension release, but I bypass my starting point. So once you bypass your starting point, turn counterclockwise to release the can opener from the can, and then you're going to use this little claw on the side to pull this lid right off. Now there's no, whoops, I dropped that on the floor. Let me grab that. I don't want to step on that. My dog would love it if I stepped on that. All right, almost every video I do, something doesn't go right. So hopefully that's all for today. We're gonna take the whole can of the dulce de leche and put it in our small batter bowl. And the other benefit of using the smooth edge can opener, aside from not cutting yourself, is you're not gonna scrape up your scrapers. Like you're not gonna have little nicks in your scrapers. So we've got our dulce de leche, and you'll see that's really thick. We're going to add 8 ounces of evaporated milk. So this is not sweetened condensed milk, but it's evaporated milk. And you always want to shake the can before you use it. Twist all the way around until you bypass your starting point, and then turn counterclockwise to open it, or excuse me, to release it. And then you're going to peel that lid right off. Get that one in the trash can this time. I'm going to measure out 8 ounces in my Easy Read measuring cup. Pour this in, and then we're going to whisk this together. Scrape this off. All right, so this will take just a second. We're going to just whisk this together gently. You want it to be combined. You don't want to have that chunky that thick mixture that you get from the can. So this evaporated milk is going to help thin this out, and we're going to pour it on top of the cake. Now, while I'm mixing this, I could have put this in the mixer, but it won't take that long to do it this way. But I do want you to know that I mix the cake mix in this new deluxe stand mixer, and I've already got the power on, so hopefully you can see some of those lights lit up over there. I mixed the cake mix. So I took Pampered Chef's cake mix, I added all the ingredients, and then I set it to the pre-programmed mix setting. And so on that mix setting, it goes for about 3 minutes and 20 seconds if I'm remembering correctly. And it actually mixes everything. Now for the cake mix, I like to use this scraper beater. So it has a scraper attached to the beater. So it's mixing the cake, but it's scraping the bowl at the same time. And the benefit of that is that you don't have to stop and scrape down the sides of the bowl. If you use the whisk attachment, you will have to scrape down the bowl a little bit more, but it still works really, really great. All right, so we've got this almost all mixed together. You want it to be as smooth as you can get, but it doesn't have to be perfect, right? All right, so we poke those holes in the cake mix. Let's set this aside. Poke the holes in the cake mix, and then I'm gonna just pour this mixture into the holes of the cake. Y'all, this is amazing. I haven't made this for a while, and Keith especially likes this recipe. All right, I'm gonna save a little bit. I usually make this in the 9 by 13 pan, and that might be a little bit too much. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna sort of pour some of that off or if I'll just leave it. Now, ideally, I'm thinking out loud here. Ideally, you wanna let this refrigerate for about 30 minutes. Let's see if I can pour some of this off, just because it is a little more than I want, because it's soaked into the cake. So now I have an excuse to make another one, right? All right, so I didn't make too big of a mess, but I get some of that's puddling out of there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put the whipped cream on here next, and it does spread a lot better if you can do this after it has been refrigerated. I'm hoping I have enough whipped cream in here. I made this whipped cream also in this deluxe stand mixer, and it takes 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the whip feature. So it's a pre-programmed setting to whip your whipped cream. All right, so when you refrigerate this, the Dulce de Leche mix doesn't actually slide around as much because it has had time to solidify a little bit. And so we're seeing a little bit of that here. I'm just trying to keep it from mixing in. All right, there we go. So we're just gonna spread this out, and then I'm gonna take some homemade caramel sauce, because you can always add caramel to anything. It's so good. And I'm gonna take the caramel sauce, and yeah, it's a nice pourable. I microwaved this just a little bit because I made this in our deluxe cooking blender yesterday. I'm just gonna let this slowly drizzle. Whoops, see? This is one of those videos, pampered, not perfect, right? Okay, so there is our Dulce de Leche cream cake. You're gonna refrigerate this, I would say 4 hours or overnight before you serve it, so that it has a chance to really solidify all of those juices from the Dulce de Leche mixture, the milk in the Dulce de Leche. And you want that cake to get cold and the whipped cream to get cold. So to store this in the refrigerator, I'm just gonna take the lid off, pop it on there, and put this right in the refrigerator. So it's really, really easy to store. It's really, really easy for you to transport and take this somewhere else. If you're interested in any of the products that I use in this video today, please let me know. As a consultant with the Pampered Chef, I do earn commission on the products that I sell. I would love the opportunity to be your consultant and help you with anything that you need. Don't forget to go to theflipflopchef.com. Join my recipe community where I have thousands of recipes, a weekly giveaway, and so much more. I have more videos coming, so you guys stay tuned. Have a good day. Bye.